a lot of self-confidence from that 8 months in jail. And then I went back home and he took it all away because I surrendered it. I let him control me again.
It's what's being said from this point on will probably be heard, just so you know.
And I had a lot of self-confidence from that 8 months in jail. And then I went back home and he took it all away because I surrendered it. I let him control me again.
It's what's being said from this point on will probably be heard, just so you know.
And I had a lot of self-confidence from that 8 months in jail. And then I went back home and he took it all away because I surrendered it. I let him control me again.
It's what's being said from this point on will probably be heard, just so you know.
And I had a lot of self-confidence from that 8 months in jail. And then I went back home and he took it all away because I surrendered it. I let him control me again.
It's what's being said from this point on will probably be heard, just so you know.
And I had a lot of self-confidence from that 8 months in jail. And then I went back home and he took it all away because I surrendered it. I let him control me again.
It's what's being said from this point on will probably be heard, just so you know.
And I had a lot of self-confidence from that 8 months in jail. And then I went back home and he took it all away because I surrendered it. I let him control me again.
It's what's being said from this point on will probably be heard, just so you know.
And I had a lot of self-confidence from that 8 months in jail. And then I went back home and he took it all away because I surrendered are you?
I'm like, I really resonated with the episode.
How are you?
I'm like, I really resonated with the episode.
How are you?
I'm like, I really resonated with the episode.
If there is, you will make the connection. Every lifetime has a lesson. Every lifetime has a purpose. As you look at that lifetime, what was the lesson to be learned? What did you learn from that lifetime? Trust anything that comes into your mind. Alright, we are going to turn around and we are going to come back to this room. I am going to count to 10. And at the count of 10, you will be wide awake, feeling wonderful all over, remembering everything you have seen so you can write it down. It will be in your memory so you can write it down. You are becoming conscious of this room again. You are coming back into this room. And as I count to 10, you will be back in your body and you can open your eyes and remember what you have seen. And you will write it down as soon as you open your eyes. 1, 2. You're beginning to breathe a little faster. Your blood is beginning to circulate a little faster because you're beginning to wake up now. 3, 4. You are becoming aware of your physical body. You are very much aware of your physical body. You can move your arms and legs around. Get the muscles working and get the blood circulating because you are back here in this room and you are beginning to wake up now. 5, 6. You are becoming aware of the sounds in the room and the sounds outside of the room. You are very much aware of your physical surroundings. You're oriented back here in this time and this place. And you're beginning to wake up now. 7, 8. You're coming up nicely, very nicely now. Very nicely. 9, 10. You are wide awake, feeling wonderful all over and remembering everything that you saw so you can write it down. Now I want you to write it down and don't talk or move about until you write it down. It'll be easier to remember this way. things down, so I'm just going to wait until everyone's completed. I like it, you guys are all smiling, I know you got some good results. Okay, how about Jen? Jen, would you like to share?
Sure. It was, I kept picturing myself present, pretty present. I didn't really go into another life.
The subconscious takes you where you need to learn the most.
Okay.
So wherever you went, it was exactly where you needed to go.
It was, yeah, it was very present, which I struggle with being present, so it was really interesting because I'm in such a transition. So my home was, it kept fluctuating between Dallas and here, my new apartment. And thanks. The walking through the hallway was interesting. It was arched hallway, and I came out to stairs going down to the beach, and I just pictured the ocean and mountains. It wasn't here. It was I've had this tear sheet from a magazine of a place very beautiful. That's where it took me to. And it's these long stairs down the rocks, and there was no one there except me. I was wearing what I wore yesterday.
Interesting.
The last 48 hours have been really monumental because I found a place in Oakland, and it's really nice, and it feels like home. And I haven't felt like I've been home in a year. You know?
Yeah.
My place in Dallas I knew was transitional, so I kept picturing myself between the two, my kitchen there and the kitchen here. But it was a lot of me seeing myself kind of staring out and just thinking and meditating. Then I saw myself here in my new kitchen, sitting at my kitchen table.
How did you feel then when you saw yourself here?
Oh, really good. Yeah, really good. It's next to a window, so I was staring out the window, just drinking my coffee, and then I pictured one of my closest friends, James, come out of my room and sit down with me.
So you went into the future.
I guess so.
Yeah. Seems to me that's what happened.
Yeah, yes, because I don't live there yet.
Yes.
But yesterday I spent some time there by myself. I already have the keys, and I was picturing how to set it up. So I pictured myself there.
You're going to be very happy there.
Yeah, it's a very happy place. I'm so glad.
I have validation of the angels right now.
It's got a lot of what I'm looking for. Direct sunlight is a huge key, and beautiful wood floors, and it's really nice. It feels homey. Yeah, good
Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Okay, and anything else?
And then the end of life was interesting. It forwarded to me very old, all white hair, old lady, probably 90 or so, in bed. I love to sleep, so it was me kind of drifting off to sleep, which I was dying.
Awesome way to go.
But yeah, it didn't look like I wasn't hooked up. I wasn't in a
No
hospital.
distress,
I was
nothing.
home, and I was surrounded by friends around my bed. And it was very, very comfortable. And yeah, I just fell asleep, drifted to sleep, and that was...
It's amazing the detail that you pick up.
Oh, I have everything, blankets, bed frame, it's like a wooden
It's
frame.
amazing.
Yeah, it was interesting. And then it skipped to India. Then I was in India in a busy street, and there were a lot of colors, and then you brought us out of it. So
Wow.
that was kind of
Next slide.
the progression.
You're what we call leapfrogging. You wanted to go into, but it's where you needed to go, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now just remember when you lay your head on the pillow tonight, if you have any questions about any of these scenes that you were taken into, that's the opportunity that you have then. So even you can receive the images in your dreams or the answers in your dreams, as well as out loud for the next 3 nights.
Okay.
And then the doorway closes. How about you? Did you receive any great results?
After I went down the
Yes,
hallway,
please.
the first thing that I saw was a dead kitten,
Mhm.
and it had been brutally killed, and it was a fresh kill. And I was a male, like late 30s, early 40s. I saw some kind of light brown boots. I'm large. I'm angry about this, but I can't figure out what's happened. My environment is kind of disorganized and things are kind of in a shamble. And then I go into the house and there's an old dental chair in there as like part of furniture. And then I get really deep, and then the next thing I see is what looks like my oldest daughter, and it's almost like she's got either a long green dress on or like a trench coat. She's on the phone and she's running and she's frantic. It's almost like maybe there was an earthquake or something. It's a frantic thing. And then I go very deep and I lose it. But I don't go to a death. But I've had a past life regression before where I'm currently a male in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And I was born in the 70s. So sometimes I think you don't go to deaths because you're not dead yet.
Mhm.
But then the lesson that I learned from this life was to be more responsible. That's what came out.
That's awesome. Very good results. How about you, my dear? You were writing and then you stopped and you started again?
Yeah,
More things may come to you after we leave here today as well.
I've just really been wanting this for so long because I'm so curious about why I have an affinity for such different things from like how I look. And I just got so emotional because I met somebody that I was, and I'm so happy.
Yes.
I'm so happy to meet her. I was Peruvian. I know. I have such love for Latin people.
Again, the angels validating.
And I looked down and I saw my brown skin. I was just so happy about that. And I was just so happy to connect with her. And it was me and her first. And I just hugged her and I was just so, I was like, hi. Oh, I've been waiting to meet you. Thank you so much for paving this path for me. And so many things showed up that I see that I just keep living. Like she was a weaver. Like she made clothing, like very colorful clothing and
Beautiful.
And
Vibrant.
And she loved her children so much. I mean, she was like connected to them, like always carrying this child like on her hip. And she, in my last, well, let me just go. And I was in this like hut, kind of like very indigenous, like it was like ancient Incan times. And I was actually sacrificed, but I was okay with that. I walked into a river and I was scared to leave my baby, but I knew that I was giving my life to the water, right, to God. And I did not have a loving husband, and I found my solace in the women around me, and Autumn was one of them.
Yes, you've spent many lifetimes together.
Yeah, we keep doing it. And there was also a crone woman, and like an old crone, and I don't know if that was Autumn or she might have been the midwife. There was a midwife, like a very strong presence. The crone could have been my grandmother. And I was always wearing a lot of rings and turquoise, and my hair was in a braid, and I was just this like really beautiful woman that was like embracing her womanness and not trying to hide it, and it's just like wow. And I just wrote, I am beautiful, I am a beautiful woman embracing my role as mother.
Wow. Profound.
So
Excellent results. Thank you for sharing.
yeah.
It was hard not to cry through that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I always have a hard time with this.
Hey, that mic, forget about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's actually really hard for me to have that imagination. They come in just pictures. It was very. This was hard for me. So what I got was the door when I left my apartment was it was fire, and so I had to walk through fire. The stairs and then the light really actually brought me into a forest where it was purple and blue, and it was a lot of just watching the sky. I could not see I could not imagine where I was at all.
Okay.
Let's see. And for some reason I got just like a picture of this really tall white building, but that was really towards the end. And that's really all I could capture was, like I could see the shadows of the forest.
You did really well because you struggled to let go. So this imagery that you have received is excellent. Because you really surrendered.
Yes, it's hard for me.
Yeah, so the next couple of exercises that we're going to perform, you're really going to get more results because you are trusting the process. Okay? Autumn?
Okay, so I opened that door and walked right into a really loud, noisy bar, and I knew I was in Bangkok, Thailand. And I kept thinking, oh God, not this one. I don't want to talk about this one. But I felt like Jay was like, let's do it. Let's get
it out.
And I also felt like he brought me up to a cloud to watch it instead of walk through it because.
Wow. Yeah, it's extraordinary.
Yes, the bar's full of Asian men and women, and I'm wearing one of those like dangly dresses, and I'm definitely younger, and it's definitely a brothel.
You're a busy girl.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
busy. I am too young for that as well. But then when we were going to jumping forward, I kind of like that I was married and was pretty happily married, and then I had a son, and that I kind of in that life didn't feel like my life was terrible, but my body remembers that it was not so good for me.
Exactly.
So the cells are like, you had this tragedy, but what I learned was I actually didn't think it was that terrible as I was going through it. Maybe just because it was part of the culture and it was fine for this kind of stuff.
A lot of growth in that lifetime for you.
Yeah.
And you can really utilize this time in the next few days to ask them to help with that, you're feeling from that, because that's here, it's here and it's now, so if you work on these things the next few days with these stories that you've come up with the details, you can find more things out. Ask for healing, ask to go in the temple of healing, ask a question and then ask if they'll take you in the temple of healing and see what happens. Just let go of the outcome. Is there anybody that'd like to share their story on the internet?
No.
Is there?
No, they're not getting a good quality experience. They're going to have to get the video after.
Okay. All right, well, so first time we did a live telecast, so kind of like we're going to have to go through this in order to learn.
Yeah.
So I just asked them, thank them for their love and their patience. Okay, so we're done with the first segment of this group today. We're going to break for bathroom breaks, and then we'll come back and start again. And we're going to go over and meet our angel or spirit guide. And this is an awesome exercise, very fun, very informative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the camera on?
Nope.
It's stopped. It's
My
on
heart was
standby.
pounding so much I thought in the microphone would hear and that's it. I didn't think it would hear my voice.
Oh my goodness.
I love
Yeah, I just don't want to bring that energy here because it's fresh stuff that I've never seen happening. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong. So that's why I'm like, fuck it. But half the time I wasn't even monitoring it. Like I was so busy focusing that I wasn't even looking to make sure it's got people framed and everything. So now I'll just be careful, I guess, for the rest of the day.
I mean, we're just gonna edit anyway, you know? We're gonna take out the
Can you give me back here?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Wow.
podcasters, yeah.
Good stuff. And later on, like things may pop.
Even
into
the
your
mic
head.
that was working,
You hear me? I was trying
you
to
heard
speak
how it
right
go.
there.
I was trying to turn it back on. And I'm like, we just did a test on it, and it's getting all this crazy feedback.
Nick, I know it's been incredibly hard for you, and I do appreciate it.
Oh, it's,
We're going to get through it.
yeah, well, it's the web thing ain't happening. I'm just accepting it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. And we can fix the video as we go along, you know.
Yeah.
I don't mean we. I don't mean we.
So you can be a tourist
We will
picture.
send you.
Oh, yeah. Wings.
What?
Should the other lady saw it. So was that an hour, do you know?
When did we started close to 10, so we're about, 11. So yeah, it's
Yeah, that was
a little
That's about
less,
an
a little
hour.
less than an hour.
How much less?
It's 54 after. We started, it's about an hour. We started
My
probably.
pace, how was it? A little too
Perfect.
fast? No?
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was
Because I think that we started off so slow that they're like, let's go. I wanted so
Exactly.
that's perfect. It was
Okay.
perfect. And they're getting, I mean,
I'm shocked with all the noise.
around.
Oh my God, these guys over here started talking and banging. I was like, oh Lord, I look at you. Oh my
I know,
God.
And then, yeah, the
I mean, it's not
motorcycle,
your
I'm
fault.
like, oh my God.
They still got the results. I was worried because of the noise. And I said, Jay, please just take this away from me right now.
I was getting
reading,
stressed out,
I'm
too.
reading, getting stressed,
I was too.
you know.
I was too.
And I'm looking at your faces
I know.
to see if anybody else is picking up on. And in my heart's pounding because I'm getting angry at the noise. And I have the microphone here, so I think it's picking up. You know, I'm like, oh, this is lovely.
I think we just have to do this once for us to get over it.
Yes.
And then we're going to be able to do it really well next
Yes.
time.
Well, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
So now we know we need an hour and a half or so.
Mm-hmm.
And we will not.
Well, we wouldn't have if they would have been on time.
I know. Well, we would still need an hour.
We probably would have, yeah. So how do you think I'm doing?
Great.
Yeah?
Excellent.
Okay.
Definitely.
One thing is like from being an AA, I've spoken in front of 200 and 300 people. And I'll bear my dirty details to anybody. If I can help anyone, I will tell you every day that I'm. Like she did a check with somebody, ran her record the other night. I was like, oh my God, I'm glad you didn't run mine because I would have had to tell. I would have been there explaining about the DUIs. I think I told you that.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, run a background check on this person. She's the one with the record.
Yeah, I got the record. It's like it's a rap sheet. No, it's just the DUIs, but you go back to court so many times and they have this long record.
Your rap sheet.
Your rap sheet, that's what they call it, the rap sheet. Oh, you should have heard me learning the lingo up there. That was another world in itself. It took me forever.
And
Could I have one of them? My stomach was growling. I was hoping that. Did
Oh.
you get a bubble?
Yeah. Or there. It's bagels, by the way.
I'm listening. Hey, who's complaining online? Connie, right?
No, there's only the one Guinevere, and she's been cool. She's saying, "Hey, I can't hear stuff," and she's being cool. But I already let her
Did
know.
Connie complain?
I haven't seen. Connie hasn't said anything.
Connie's not in there?
She's not talking if she is.
Oh, so you can't see who's there or nothing? Huh?
Well, I could see that there were 3 people earlier. There's only one now, and it's Guinevere. I think it's Guinevere.
good, right?
Oh, and somebody named Lynn Lau.
Lynn Ladd was my first person.
Yeah.
How's she?
she didn't really say anything other than, she didn't say much.
I told them they'd be reimbursed, right?
I'm just gonna reimburse them.
Yeah, I already told her.
This is not about the money, really. I wish I would let the price come down of the ticket, but Jay said 100, so I listened to Jay. Their spirit's not really great with numbers and names, so I don't know why the hell I listened. So you can blame me for overcharging them.
No. Are you kidding?
You're getting so many things cheaper here, so like where I'm from, $100 is perfect.
Expensive, yeah.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
Not for a day session.
Workshop or you can?
It depends on if I have my student on track or not.
Well, that's 48 hours.
You know, subconscious prepares you to come into it. I mean, I don't take my first I had to
We haven't got Howard.
I have to
But
ask my
you
sister.
still have to, before we went to school, your subconscious was preparing us.
Right, like.
It's just
You
weird.
know, it's interesting, so I have no
Yeah,
friends
let's do that.
who have
Let's
about
set the
20
intention.
years, and she's excited about the here. So she introduced me to her good
Her
friend.
other option
is
was,
in the design
she
world,
would do
and
it
also
on
lives here
Skype.
20 years in my round. And that was Wednesday when she was in the Kim's house. And I heard interviews. Louise and I go back a long time, so I mean,
Your friends
yeah. They asked me to work with her. The next day she found her.
Him will come, Kim will bring people on.
So I asked him to continue my boss.
It's not gonna be us.
And then yesterday I signed the lease. So that's what happened.
I wonder if my sister
was really
if my sister
interesting, so
would-
I got
Why
really
not?
good to really.
There would be coming
Yes.
by.
Her too, though.
And then.
Yeah. Well, when's last time she did her video? She needs to come
I
in.
don't know, she's
There
really
are
interesting.
no accidents. It's getting miracles.
I
We need to stop and something and say thank you. Thank you,
And Marie told us.
Do it all day, every day.
That's where she.
And when you do, you stay in a higher vibration. Everything's about vibration.
You know what, your sister might.
I liked how you were sharing yesterday.
I think she
liked
just
you
went to
to
the
share
Reiki
that
workshop.
today, because I haven't really activity.
So what, if she's like, she's coming to.
But it is, everything's about vibration. So when you're feeling down, you don't see it. Raise your vibration. I'm gonna ask you to come to, start scheduling.
You had your time with
her. You can talk to them too. I work with them extensively and they're just like, they don't feel. Yes, most definitely.
Where's the apple? There it is.
I love you, Nick.
He's so nice.
I think we did everything else.
This is what I
Yeah.
And then you have to,
No, so the problem, can you figure out your balance? You just get
I cannot do that, it's just
the
not me.
opposite, but no, no, you're doing one.
and then you set up this.
After his sessions. I already told you, Jay said that.
It'll be
It's going on.
interesting.
Yeah.
When you start
And it'll be a validation for him.
how many they go across.
He's not sure if he's ready for one. Yeah, when I told him, when you find a way to take it, you'll chest, you'll feel calm, you work hand in hand, just break some different stations. You can see
So
this.
it's lower vibration.
I see it since I've been
There's
here.
actually lower platforms that you are actually.
I've
seen it since the beginning.
So
I got
platforms,
her whole session gives me 100% validation from Jay. 100, not 96 where I thought or 94. Everything, I was like, I'm not, maybe not, I should shut my mouth because I'm not through recording it.
disgusting that you want to be around.
But I mean, everything that I have already said there,
And so, one of the things.
even the community came on. I was shocked about that.
A total different.
That's where you're there. That's where everything starts to
Because you gotta
shake up.
So it's all happening.
Amazing.
Didn't like who I was.
Yeah.
Great.
We destroyed this program.
So, gotta shift to change it.
I wish that somehow I could transfer
What?
my thoughts.
Yeah,
So
what's
you because mine surprise you.
Well, it's just the last. I'm just like.
Why can't you? I mean, you wish you could.
I'm purging the
You know,
last
people
thing.
throughout the day are not playing with their own thoughts.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
picking them up from other people, and you have to
Right.
decide what your thoughts are and what aren't your thoughts.
Right. Because when this was,
All right, we're ready to rock and roll, ladies.
Perfect. Will my spirits be happy if I keep eating an apple? Totally. And I don't care. You not see what I see?
I mean, it's been a lifelong struggle, but we just came here and looked at
You're actually on schedule.
I am.
Yeah.
Girls, I love this exercise.
Thank you.
I mean, really love this.
Yay.
Are we good to go there, Mr.?
We are recording.
Okay, ladies. Let's just breathe and try to get into some state again, center ourselves. I'm going to be silent for a little while you are centering yourselves. You're really going to love this. Excuse me for a minute.
it is pretty loud.
Okay, ladies.
wow. Did you make it leave?
I just let them know that I was hypnotizing people, and they're just coming to see the room, so that,
Oh.
you know. All right, so this is part 2 for meeting your spirit guide or your angel. So let's just center ourselves and let's close our eyes, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what's going to go on. Okay, everyone has a guide or angel. They come in with you when you are born. They stay with you through your life. So no one is ever alone. You get at least one that stays with you during your entire life. And they are there with you when you die. That is their job. We usually don't know that they are there, but they want you to know they are there. They surround you, they protect you, but they cannot interfere. They can only help if you ask for help. If your life is complicated, you may have more than one. If your life goes off in a different direction, like mine did, there might be a guide with more expertise in that area that comes in and trades place with one of them. But there is always one main guide or angel that stays with you your entire life. And that is the one we want to contact. We want to be able to see them and talk to them. But really, they don't have a form. But we don't like talking to the air. So in this exercise, we are going to see what they look like, how they want you to see them, or how they want you to appear. Some of them may have a sense of humor and appear in a funny way, but you will see them the way you're supposed to see them. We also like to have a name for the guides. We don't really have names because everything goes by vibration or frequency. But it helps if we have a name so we know what to call them. So they will tell you their name, which will be whatever you are supposed to call them. No matter what you see, no matter how strange, it's what you're supposed to see, and it's personal to you. This is short and not as long as the first part. Okay, here we go. You are
standing at the foot of a very large hill. You see it ahead of you. Going up the hill is a winding path. The path twists and turns and goes around trees and bushes. And it goes to the top of the hill. Walk up this path. As you walk up the path, look at the vegetarian and the trees as you go around them. As the path twists and turns and goes up to the top of the hill, going around the vegetation, walk up the path till you reach the top of the hill. Now you have reached the top of the hill. You are standing inside a small grove of trees. Step out of the grove of trees, and there in a clearing in front of you, step into the clearing. On the other side of this clearing is another small grove of trees. Your guide is standing and waiting inside that grove of trees. As you watch, the guide comes out of the grove of trees into the clearing. What does your guide look like? How does the guide appear to you? Look at the details. Ask the name of the guide. What does the guide want you to call them? If it is a difficult name, ask him to spell it. What is his name or her name? Now your guide is walking towards you. He has a box in his hand. He gives you the box. Take your time and open up the box. What is inside the box? Ask your guide, what does it mean? What do the contents of this box mean? Now your guide has a message for you, something he wants to tell you. You can hear him now. Listen to what he is saying to you now. He has a message for you. Now your guide is turning around and he is walking back across the clearing. And you see another entity in the grove of trees. And that guide also has a message for you. Listen to what the message is.
ask them their name. Now your other guide is turning around and he is walking back across the clearing. Thank them both for the gifts and thank them for the message. He is walking back into the clearing and disappearing into the grove of trees. Now you turn around and go back into the grove of trees on your side. You can start your descent back down the winding path. You can come down, back down, past where you went up. I will count to 5, and when I get to 5, you will be back in this room, back in your body. You will remember 4 things. What your guide looks like, his name, what was in the box, and what was the message. You will be able to remember those 4 things, so you can write them down. At the count of 5, you will be back down the path, back in this room, and back in your body, remembering those 4 things. 1, 2, you're breathing faster. Your blood is circulating. You are waking up now. You are back here and very much aware of your physical body. 3, 4, you're aware of the sounds in the room and the people sitting around you. Very much aware of your surroundings. You're back in this room, wide awake. 5, you're feeling wide awake, remembering those 4 things that you saw so you can write them down. Okay, open your eyes and begin to write. not doing this. They control me.
Yeah, but you got all soft and quiet. I'm like, really, girl?
They are soft and quiet. Why are you gonna do it now?
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you though, so I think it's okay. But keep chatting a little.
Okay, so we have just a little more results being written down. I left my home in San Francisco.
My grandma had teed up on like across the Bay Bridge, and she was saying, and told her dad, I left my key in San Francisco.
Aww, that's so beautiful. What an awesome song.
Yeah, it's hard to get it to actually play loud enough without getting that feedback.
This might be a new testing one too.
I don't know. Yeah, I know that. There was a scene that, yeah, there was just a nice to me too, but I left that out. Scary. Scary.
Okay.
Yeah, just do your thing.
Okay. All right, ladies, are you ready to share your results?
Together really fast.
It's awesome. It's too much fun.
Autumn. Jay would like to start with you.
Okay. This is so funny because I can't tell you how many times I've gone into meet your guide sessions, and it's always my Native American tribe. Every single time.
Mhm.
Today, I have new guides.
Not that your other ones are not.
They're still there. In fact, they walked with me all the way up the path. They were still behind me.
That's
But
really good.
This was you.
Like a validation.
Yeah, this is a new vibration, so new guides are coming in. And this one is, what looks like, and I say this wrong, word wrong. Abominable, it looks like abominable snowman.
Mm-hmm.
There's this big white thing and kind of crazy. And you can tell that he is a little bit apologetic for the way he looks, because he was like,
Aww.
he's real cute. And his name is Junik.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought me a box, and he opened it up, and it was like this sacred geometry popped out, and he said, "This is the heart of the divine team. This is yours."
Wow. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And he said that that whole people, whatever he is considered like the heart of whatever. Like they're the sweet peas. I don't know.
Wow.
And he also looked like something that I saw last night when I went into the healing temple.
Oh, wow.
He was white. What I saw looked just like him and was red.
Cool.
And then the second one came out and looked like a beautiful fairy, and her name was something like Beatrice, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what was the message?
The message was that you are a new vibration now, so you have these are new guides, and you are now you're supposed to be bringing in the heart of the divine team.
Wow. Very profound. Excellent work.
And it didn't look like a heart at all. It was like
It was a vibration.
Sacred geometry.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. That's definitely. Wow.
Oh, you said
I will, yeah.
It's really good. Would you like to go
Mine was
next,
very,
Jensen?
very silly.
It's
So
okay.
I think like a little bit of her snow came into mine
Mhm.
just for a while, and it was like, I was like, over here,
Mhm.
it was snowflake. And then all of a sudden it popped into a mushroom, and it was Super Mario.
Oh wow.
I love Super.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? silly. Life is a game. Maybe you don't take it so seriously. So that's what he kind of brought to me. Like golden game. What? And then it was my fairy was named Silly, but not with a Y, with an I.
Oh, awesome. So what was the message?
Unknown, but my ears were hurting.
Hurting?
Raining.
Okay.
So just be aware for
They did do that
answers.
for a while, I know.
It's adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's adjusting you. How
It was
about you?
very strong.
So my spirit guide was this really, really handsome, tall, dark fellow, maybe Egyptian, maybe. He had on all white, and his name was Lanandra. Gave me a wooden box, and when I first opened it, it was all gold inside, and I was like, oh, okay, that's great. And then I saw pink rose, and then I saw like a cartouche. So, but it was gold, and it was like a bug, like a beetle cartouche, and or something like that. I don't know what that means. And his message was love, and then he was holding my back, and that he was a big fan of mine, and that I was on an important mission. And then the other guide was like a Mary Magdalene type. She had, or Mary our mother. She had like this color blue, headdress.
Yes.
And she was just, and her name was Portugalia.
Wow. Nice.
I don't know. And she didn't really speak to me. She was just so happy
For you to acknowledge her and see her.
like she was just very big.
To connect.
Yeah, and she was like just this blue that I love so much.
That we love.
That we love.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really
Turquoise.
Yeah, so that's what I saw.
Cool.
Lorraine?
So right before it started, one thing that I get a lot whenever I relax is just, I see a lot of orbs, like blue or green, and they'll have dots in the center. So there was just a really focused blue ball of light, and it had a light in the center. And then something I don't see very often is like an orange yellow, and this orange yellow kept coming in. So I knew that this was different, because that's not something I get very often at all. So I felt like this is the guides trying to come through. So the first one, I didn't know his name, but it looks like the guy who started Reiki. And he had white robes on. And he handed me a box, and inside the box was a heart, and it was white. And then there was a white dragon. And so it was heal with your heart, you are protected, and protect yourself, because that's what the dragon was. Continue on your journey. The second guide floated in like on a carpet. But I felt like my conscious mind was interfering too much. He feels Mel to me, I didn't get a name. And the message was trust yourself.
And that's exactly what you're doing, lady. You're doing more trusting.
Doing more trusting.
Yes.
So that was it.
Yeah. That's phenomenal. Well, let's hear it.
I had trouble getting into this one, to be honest. I was too conscious. I couldn't get into my subconscious, but I mean, I did, but yeah. First it started, it was my mom, but then it went right into my brother, Gene. I could only picture people I knew. That's why I feel like I can't get deep in where it's something other than that. But
remember, always you're seeing what you're supposed to see.